Hello folks and welcome to another great day for Tiger Baseball. My name is Brady Alderson. Glad to be joined by my colleague up here in the booth, Alex Lawrence.
Very excited to be here. Great day for baseball.
Great day. Tigers today are set to face off against the Huskies of Blue Valley Northwest. Tigers coming to this game 6-5 after a big come-from-behind win on Thursday. On the mound for the Tigers is going to be Hudson Bird.
Yeah, the Huskies have been a great team so far this year, ranked very highly in the state. Put a little beat down on Southwest last week, 10-0. Yeah.
And for the Huskies, an oddity is the pitcher leading off, Jack Kreisman, hitting out of the left-handed batter's box here. Kreisman digs in to face junior Hudson Bird. Bird's making his 5th start of the season here. Gets a called strike there in the opening pitch of the game and is ahead in the count 0-1. So on the year for Hudson Bird, a 3.75 ERA. Walked 15 batters and struck out 12 on the season. A 2-1 record for Bird. Gets another called strike there on the inside corner, quickly ahead 0-2 to begin the game. Hudson Bird also has tallied the most amount of innings pitched so far for the Tigers this season at 18 2/3 innings. 0-2 pitch there misses outside.
Bird has just been a phenomenal asset for the Tigers this year. Definitely the ace, I'd say, for the team. Kansas State commit. Let's see what he can do here for the Tigers.
The 1-2 from Bird. In there, a called strike, and the leadoff man is struck out on 4 pitches.
Now batting the second baseman, number 11, Connor White.
So now digging in the second baseman, Connor White. Bird finally coming set, deals, and the pitch is in there, a called strike. So Bird only 1 ball through his first 4 pitches, doing a great job to stay in the zone here early and is ahead 0-1 on his 2nd consecutive batter. Bird coming set again. Working slow to begin the game is Bird, and he misses that one outside to even the count at 1-1. Hudson taking his time up there. Bird prepared to deliver the 1-1. That one misses low and away. Now 2 balls and a strike on Connor White.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Bird make his way back into this count. Throws over 50% strikes.
That one is in there. Just in the top half of the zone there. Evens the count 2-2. Yet to see a swing from any of these Huskies hitters yet. The 2-2 now from Bird. That one misses away, and the count has worked full here. So the second baseman, Connor White, has worked a full count on Hudson Bird with 1 away here in the top half of the first. That one is fouled back, and White will stay alive.
First swing of the day for the Huskies is fouled back.
We'll do the 3-2 once more. Connor White digging in. Bird coming set. Maybe working a little bit quicker this time. That one misses up, and it's a 1-out walk. So 1 strikeout, 1 walk to his first 2 batters for Hudson Bird.
And now the big power hitter in, Easton Wassinger.
Wassinger playing first base tonight. Second left-handed hitter. So 2 lefties in the first 3 for this Huskies lineup. Wassinger certainly got some power. 1 on, 1 out for the big first baseman. Bird's first pitch. In there, a called strike.
He's
All
liking
three batters.
liking those first pitch strikes so far today.
Bird checks the runner at first. Now comes set. The 0-1. That one's inside. Singer there. One from Bird. And that one was close, but they say it just misses on the outside corner there, so it'll be 2 balls and a strike. Easton Wassinger now has worked himself into a hitter's count as if he wasn't already dangerous enough. And with a runner on, the 2-1 pitch. That one misses in again, and it's 3 balls and a strike. So Bird, after a great first at bat, a strikeout on just 4 pitches now, has seemingly lost some of that control. Lost a 6-pitch battle in his last at bat. This one's fouled back, and that'll work the count full. Back-to-back full counts. Connor White worked a 6-pitch walk, leading Hudson Bird into a full count, and now Wassinger, another full count, and back-to-back at bats.
Yeah, I know Bird definitely wants to get this one here after walking on the last full count.
3-2, runner goes. That one is in the air, and this one's going to turn into a double play. Gatlin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it chopped.
Took a quick bounce, but still got the out at first nonetheless.
Now batting right fielder, number 13, Carter Beach.
So now 2 away there. A runner worked into scoring position here for the cleanup hitter, Carter Beach. Beach playing right field today.
Yeah, if Bird can get him here, that would be a great start to the game for the Tigers. Definitely a lot better than we saw last game.
Great job by Bird there to get that full count pitch into the zone on Wassinger. The last thing you want to do is walk consecutive batters. That first pitch again in there for a strike. Great job at controlling those first pitches for Hudson Bird. Now the right fielder Beach will be behind 0-1 with 2 away and a runner in scoring position. And that pitch misses low and in the dirt, and it'll get behind the catcher, Trevor Brush. It got a piece of his glove, but it'll move the runner to third base, now just 90 feet away from a run here in the first inning. If you remember back to Thursday, the Tigers allowed 3 runs in that first inning against Rockers. They were able to overcome that. Came back to end up winning the game, but a sloppy first inning in their last game, and already here, a runner at third base with 2 away. Bird's pitch, this one's going to be grounded to second. Womble makes the play to first in time, and the Tigers strand White at third base, and we'll go to the home half of the first inning now with no score.
There were no errors. We go to the home half of the first inning. No score.
So Bird did a good job there. Struck out the leadoff batter, and then after allowing that 1-out walk, he got back-to-back ground balls and was able to get himself out of the inning.
It definitely takes some stress away from these Tiger batters. Top of the order. The top of the order was hitting great last week.
Something that we saw a lot last week with the Tigers were innings in which Rockers had no hits or just a couple of weak hits and were still able to get runs across and get runners into scoring position. Proves how dangerous those walks can be.
Yeah.
Bird didn't allow a hit in that first inning, and they still threatened to pick up a run there.
Yeah, I think about 4 out of their 5 runs were scored off of free bases.
Couple of those runners getting themselves into scoring position last game were also due to pass balls and wild pitches, and we've already seen one of those tonight.
So Zuba, Erdley, and Samuel going to be the first three for the Tigers here. All batting over 300. Even Green cleaning them up, batting over 300.
So starting for the Huskies was also the leadoff batter, Jack Kreisman.
Leading off for the Tigers, number right fielder, number 10, Pierce Zuba.
Now digging in, Pierce Zuba, batting .306 on the year, tied for first on the Tigers in hits with 11. He went 2 for 3 last game with a walk and an RBI.
Wouldn't be surprised if Zuba shows bunt here either. He's had clutch bunts in multiple of the past few games.
And even last game, he did have that bunt single. Swinging first pitch there is Zuba. He fouls that one off down the right field line. 0-1 the count. Zuba choking up already in an 0-1 count. If you see that, he was about an inch, maybe 2 off the end of the bat as he takes that ball low and in the dirt. 1-1. Zuba swinging again and fouling off almost in the same spot down that right field line. A ball and 2 strikes now on Pierce Zuba.
A little late on those two. Let's see if he can turn it around. Put her in play.
Pierce grounds this one off. This one stayed in play that time. Still a foul ball down the first base side.
Fielded by the first base coach. Pretty clean field.
1-2 now from Kreisman, and this one is in the air. Foul territory, the right fielder there, and he can't make the play.
Looked like it was just about in his glove. Would have been a great catch for the first out.
Carter Beach made his way into the dirt and foul territory. It looked like it was almost in his glove, and maybe he just misread it, misplayed it, but it seemed like he was certainly there in time.
Nonetheless, Zuba gets another chance.
So the 1-2 again to Zuba. This one grounded right side, and
There's
this one
nobody
is
at
going to be
first.
kicked by the second baseman, and I mean that literally. Off of his foot and into foul territory behind first. I think Pierce would have been safe regardless of if the second baseman fielded or not. The first baseman went over, and Kreisman looked like he was going to be slow to cover, and so the leadoff man aboard for the Tigers.
Yeah, showing off some of the speed there. Any mistakes, a man can get on base just like that.
First pitch misses away, so 1-0 now here on Max Erdley.
So error's going to go to Connor White, the second baseman on that last play.
Pickoff move here to first. Pierce.
Pierce upstanding at first. Didn't
A
think
close
it was
call
much
there
of
at
a-
first. One 0 to Erdley. Maybe a hit and run on there for the Tigers. Early age behind home plate, and Zuba returns to first. Count now even at a ball and a strike. One and one on Erdley. Pierce now a little bit of a shorter lead over there at first, and they'll pick off, and Pierce is in standing again. Time called. Erdley steps out. Kreisman was certainly taking a long time there on the mound, just kind of staring Erdley down, and Erdley steps out. Doesn't want to get caught off guard there. The count's still 1-1. Zuba on first base with nobody out here in the home half of the first. Erdley there squaring to bunt, pulls away as the pitch misses up and in. Now 2-1 here for Erdley, so we already saw a hit and run. Then Erdley squared to bunt there. trying to do all they can to get Zuba into scoring position here in the first inning. 2-1 to Erdley, swinging away on that one, and it's just a wave and a miss there to even the count at 2-2. Erdley with a check swing there. He didn't want to swing, maybe just saw that pitch a little late, and it's a strikeout for Erdley. So now there's going to be one away. Here as Samuel digs in. Samuel batting .318. Last game for Samuel, 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout.
And you can't talk about Samuel without talking about his .571 on-base percentage.
Tough to get Samuel out for sure, and we saw that last game. Worked a lot of counts, really made the pitchers work to get him out. He would do anything he can to try and get himself down that first base line. Ahead in the count here, 1-0 on Kreisman. His pitch swung on and missed, fastball up and in there. Samuel a little behind it, evens the count at 1-1.
Looking like a lot of fastballs from Kreisman. A lot of hittable pitches.
Certainly. And those, even though Erdley struck out, it seemed like he got a lot of hittable fastballs there. We haven't seen much off speed yet.
There was one right there.
Yeah. And he misses it up and out of the zone for ball 2. In there, and that one looked like it was right down the middle. Samuel asking home plate umpire if that one was just on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two going is Zuba. It's a high pitch. It's skipped off the mound and the throw in time. So the catcher for the Huskies, who is not batting, throws out Pierce Zuba there. The throw landed on the pitcher's mound and still beat Pierce Zuba.
Maybe the most unconventional throw down to second I've ever seen, but got him out. So now Samuel with 2 outs and 2 strikes, trying to put together an at-bat here.
And in a full count. So the Tigers, despite getting the leadoff man on, are going to have back-to-back strikeouts and a runner thrown out at second. So what was looking like a good start to the inning for the Tigers ends in a 1-2-3 inning. Kreisman picks up back-to-back strikeouts to send down the Tigers in order in the home half of the first. We'll go to the top of the second, no score. So both these pitchers here, now into the second inning, are yet to allow a hit, despite both allowing base runners. Bird's was by way of walk, Kreisman's by way of error.
Yeah, Bird's going to get back out here after no hits on the offense. He's going to do his thing.
Leading off for the Huskies, the shortstop, number 1, Trey Mock.
Trey Mock will lead it off here for the Huskies in the top half of the second. Bird's first pitch to Mock. That one misses just up, I guess, but it looked pretty good to me from up here. But
Yeah.
1-0 and the first batter tonight, Bird has not thrown a first pitch strike to. And the 1-0 misses down. There was an appeal to first base, but Mock did not go, and it's now 2-0 here. That one misses up, and it's 3-0 to the leadoff batter here, Trey Mock.
Not very common for Bird to start the at-bat 3-0.
Certainly. Over half of his pitches have been strikes this season,
That
and
would be a called strike.
he'll get one there in the outside corner.
Trying to work his way back into this one. Definitely does not want a first at-bat walk here.
3-1. Fouled back, and there you go. Bird's worked himself right back in it. Another full count, but he's got himself now to 3-2. Bird working much slower than Kreisman. His full count pitch. In there! Swing and a miss. And a big strikeout to start off the inning for Hudson Bird, coming back from down 3-0, and he picks up strikeout number 2 on the game.
Yeah, that was huge right there. 3-0, works his way back full, gets him swinging.
Oddly enough, the at-bat that he doesn't start out with a first pitch strike, he picks up a strikeout on. Great job there by Bird. His first pitch here misses down again. So 1-0. Dax Howard digging in, the left fielder. This one popped up high in the air. Early running back for it. He's called off by left fielder Connor Green for the second out of the inning.
Now man, the designated hitter, number 25, Chase Redder.
Now the designated hitter, Chase Bradbury, digs in, and he is batting for Brendan Swarting, the catcher. So the pitcher batting leadoff for the Huskies, the catcher not hitting at all. First pitch strike there. Bird ahead 0-1. Bradbury with a big swing and a miss there. Well out in front of that one, and it's 0-2. Hudson Bird looking to make quick work of the Huskies here in the second inning. Bradbury calls time and steps out. Bird shakes again. Now comes set and deals the 0-2. Bradbury grounds this one, and he hooks it and pulls it foul down the third base side. So the count will remain 0-2. And Bird will be forced to do it all over again. Bird coming set, deals the 0-2 again, and that one is right down the middle. Called strike 3 that time. Bradbury goes down on strikes, and it's the Tigers' first 1-2-3 inning. Bird strikes out 2 there in the away half of the second, and we'll go to the home half here, still with no score.
If I'm not mistaken, that is the third strikeout looking that Bird has gotten today. So we're going to have Connor Green, Grady Westfall, and then Nathan Rose this inning. Grady Westfall DHing today. Usually a starting pitcher for the Tigers, and a great one at that.
Connor Green will lead it off this inning. He's got the second highest average on the Tigers at .333, and he shares the home run title of 1 with Max Erdley.
Not too windy today like we've seen in other games. Maybe a chance for the ball to get up out there.
two completely different pitching styles. It seems Bird really takes his time up there, and Kreisman was working a little bit quicker, especially from the windup before that leadoff base runner got on. And with that, Connor Green will dig in to begin this second inning for the Tigers. First pitch from Kreisman, line to right field, hooking and foul. Had a chance to get down off the bat, it looked like. It was hit well there by Green. First thought was certainly extra bases, but foul down that right field line, and it's just going to be a long strike for Connor Green, and is behind in the count 0-1.
Yeah, and I can't quite tell from here, but it doesn't look like Kreisman is throwing insanely hard, but it looks like most of the Tiger batters have been pretty late on the ball today.
Yeah, certainly. Pierce Zuba hitting all of his balls towards that right side, and there Connor Green, right? And that was an off-speed pitch and a poor one at that, missing way up and out of the zone. Maybe the reason we don't see many off-speed pitches is because he can't quite find the zone with it. Fairly accurate with that fastball.
Yeah, he actually got a lot of movement on that breaking ball, but just a little out of control.
That last pitch misses outside. 2-1 the count now on Connor Green. Here's the pitch. Fouled directly back into the fencing behind home. And White's worked the count 2-2. Here's Kreisman's pitch, and that is going to be in there. Third strikeout of the game for Kreisman. He's faced just 4 batters. 3 consecutive strikeouts as well.
Hitter, number 17, Grady Westfall.
So Westfall digs in now. Last game, Westfall was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Drove in a pair of runs. And that pitch from Kreisman there misses well outside. 1-0 now on the designated hitter, Grady Westfall. That pitch misses up and out of the zone again, and Westfall has trouble catching the throwback from the catcher. 2-0 the count. There, that 2-0 was heat right down the middle. Behind it was Westfall. Count 2-1 now. So Kreisman struck out 3 in a row, but Westfall worked himself into a hitter's count, and there it goes on that pitch, back to 2-2.
That was a quick pitch by Kreisman there, maybe catching Westfall a little off guard.
Those last 2 pitches may be harder than a lot of the first ones we saw, and after falling down 2-0, he picks up his 4th consecutive strikeout, sending Westfall down on strikes.
Number 12, Nathan Rose.
So Jack Kreisman with an impressive start to this game. Yet to allow a hit, 4 strikeouts and 5 batters. Nathan Rose takes ball 1 up and out of the zone there. Rose was 0 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch in his last game. Rose batting .269 on the season.
Yeah,
Rose,
you would
the
like to
junior,
see the
playing third.
Tigers be able to put together an inning here, but it seems that they like to do that with 2 outs.
Yeah, certainly that was the story of last game on Thursday. In the first couple innings for the Tigers, their first 2 batters would get out and then they would start to rally, but they just started it too late. The Tigers eventually found their way. There's a called strike on the outside corner. So 3 balls and a strike now. 3-1 to Rose, and it misses up and out of the zone, so the streak of 4 consecutive strikeouts there will end with a 5-pitch walk, and Rose is a 2-out base runner here for the Tigers. TJ Bratton batting .261 on the season. Center field digs in here with a runner at first and 2 away. Kreisman coming set, picks off to first base. Rose in safely with a head first dive. Bratton squaring to bunt with 2 outs here. Right back to Kreisman, and he throws to first in plenty of time. So a 2-out bunt from Bratton. He is sat down, and Kreisman is through 2 innings without allowing a hit. He struck out 4, walked 1, and will go to the 3rd inning with no score.
Yeah, Bratton just trying to catch the Northwest defense a little bit off guard. He's got the speed to do it, but just puts it right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, that was only the 2nd ball in play of the game, so maybe the Tigers there just trying to test that Husky defense.
Yeah.
They had already made an error on that first ball put in play.
Shoulder or concussion. See the same experts who care for the Chiefs and Royals. This is our performance center, 120 Fifth Street, Antioch.
So Kreisman still with no hits. Let's see if Bird can keep it the same for the Tigers.
The Sports Medicine Performance Center, University of Kansas Health System, is the sports medicine and athletic training partner of the Blue Valley School District.
So in that 2nd inning, Bird struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced. He'll face Christopher Daniel to begin this top half of the 3rd. Daniel playing 3rd base tonight for the Huskies.
Leading on for the Huskies, the third baseman, number 3, Christopher Daniel.
So here's Christopher Daniel to face Hudson Bird. Bird's first pitch there in for a strike, something we didn't see last inning. But Bird right back to where he left off in the first.
Pretty consistent with those first pitch strikes.
The 0-1 from Bird. That one misses just down and away. So a ball and a strike now to Daniel. That one misses
We've
just
seen that one
up.
called today, I'll tell you that.
So 2-1 now the count. Certainly a close miss there from Bird. That one certainly was up and out of the zone. And it's now 3-1 here for Bird, but he came back from 3-0 on the first batter of that 2nd inning. Bird working from behind in the count, and that one misses up and out of the zone, and it's a lead-off walk for Christopher Daniel.
Yeah, not usually what we see out of Bird, but I don't think the Tigers have anything to worry about.
Especially facing the 8 and 9 hitters, you'd love to make them swing the bat, make them beat you. Now batting 9th and digging in is Carter Belton. So Belton digs in with a runner at first and nobody out. Bird's first pitch, squaring to bunt, and Brush trying to backpick at first. He just pumps. The pitch missed up and out, so 1-0.
Yeah, the Tigers defense has not had very much action today, if any.
Squaring to bunt already. Bird throws, and that one's in there, a called strike. So if Belton really wanted to bunt, That was a pretty solid pitch there in the outside corner.
Yeah, showed bunt very early. Bird took his time with that one.
A ball and a strike to the 9-hole hitter and Carter Belton. He does square to bunt again, and that one's in there for a strike, and Belton pulls back again.
Yeah, pulling back 2 bunts. Maybe look like pitches right about down the middle. It's not really what you want to see out of a bunt.
Don't often see players pull back bunts on called strikes if they were really trying to get the bunt down, and now he flies up the pitch high on the infield. Wombold is there to make the play. Racing back to first is Daniel, and there's one away.
Now batting the pitcher, number 17, Jack Kreisman.
So Kreisman now digs in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout already on the game. Pitcher versus pitcher battle here for the second time tonight. And that pitch skips away behind home plate, out of the reach of Trevor Brush. And it moves a runner up another 90 feet. And they've got Daniel in scoring position here with just one away. Bird's 1-0 pitch. That one misses just low. Down below the knees of Kreisman. 2 balls, no strikes. So both times the Huskies have walked, the runners have been able to advance off of pass balls. And the 2-0 with a runner in scoring position in there for a called strike. Free pass is ever so dangerous. Tigers trying to work out a danger here. 1 on, 1 out for the top of the order. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch to Kreisman. This one swung on and chopped to second base. It'll get the runner to third. The throw to first by Wombold is in time. Similar story to that first inning. There will be 2 away and a runner at third base. Digging in is Connor White. He walked in that first inning.
Great play by Wombold there to get the second out. Not as much to worry about here. But there is that runner at third.
Just got to focus on that batter here. Bird trying to work around a leadoff walk. First pitch from Bird. Fouled back behind home plate, 0-1. So still no hits for either squad here. This would be a big moment to get that first of the game here for Connor White. Just 90 feet away is the go-ahead run. Here's Bird's pitch. That one blocked by Trevor, doing all he could to keep that one from reaching the plate, or reaching behind home plate there.
Yeah, that is not how you want that run to be scored right there.
1-1 with 2 away. This one's going to be lined over the first baseman's head and down in fair territory for a base hit. A run will score. White looked like he wanted to take extra bases, but slammed on the brakes, and we have our first hit of the game, an RBI single by Connor White with 2 outs here in the top half of the third, and the scoreless tie is broken. So those walks ever so dangerous. If the Tigers didn't learn it last game, they're certainly learning it now. A free pass comes around to score. And Easton Wassinger will dig in to try and continue the 2-out rally. He pops this one high on the infield, and the third baseman, Nathan Rose, is there to make the play. So Wassinger 0 for 2 now on the game, but the tie is broken. It'll be 1-0 Huskies to the bottom of the third.
Yeah, it's going to put the pressure on the bottom third of the order. Trevor Brush, Alec Wombold, and Pierce Zuba up to bat. Tigers definitely need to put together an inning here.
Leading off the Tigers, the catcher, number 11, Trevor Rush.
So Trevor Brush digging in for his first at-bat against Kreisman. Last game, Trevor Brush went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Looking to try and bounce back here.
Yeah, not the best game I've seen from him this season, but trying to get something going here, the bottom of the third.
Still batting .231 is Brush. Takes a called strike there again on the outside corner and is quickly behind 0-2. So with a pitcher like Kreisman, who's already struck out 4, and a struggling hitter like Brush that had 3 strikeouts last game, you'd expect the result we just saw, a swinging strikeout there. Kreisman picks up strikeout number 5, and Brush is now struck out in 4 consecutive at-bats.
Now the second baseman, Womble,
Number 5, Alex Womble.
has not been the best hitter so far this year, and I think it's also worth noting that Mitchell Kang is not in the lineup today.
Yeah, Mitchell Kang made the start on Thursday. He was batting .300 in that start. He went 0 for 1, had a sacrifice bunt. Did his job there. Womble here now with 1 away, trying to start a rally for the Tigers in the 9-hole. So important here because if Womble can get on base, it would be the top of the order for him.
Yep. Only 1 out so far.
Here's the pitch from Kreisman. That one misses up and out of the zone, so it'll be 2-1 now the count. Kreisman's pitch. Swung on and missed. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Womble. And Kreisman deals the 1-2. That one inside on Womble. Evened now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 1 away. Tigers trying to avoid consecutive strikeouts. It would be the second time this game that Tigers have struck out in back-to-back at-bats. Womble trying not to let that happen. And it's a called strike 3 there on the outside corner.
Now batting right fielder, number 10, Pierce Zuba.
So back-to-back strikeouts. Womble didn't think that that one was in the zone. Strikeout number 6 for Kreisman. So 1 time through the order, Kreisman struck out 6, did not allow a hit, and only walked 1 batter.
Pierce Zuba showing bunt with 2 outs now.
Zuba bunted for a base hit in his last game. The 0-1 to Zuba. Takes outside, evens the count at 1-1. Truly impressive stuff we've seen from Kreisman so far to begin this game. Tigers looking for a breakthrough here with 2 outs in the top of the order. Outside corner there, a called strike. Zuba in his first at bat, swinging the bat a lot of foul balls there in that first at bat. There takes a called strike in the outside corner and is behind 1-2. That one hops in the dirt. So Zuba obviously choked up here with 2 strikes. We saw him choked up before the at bat had even began. The 2-2. That one misses in the dirt and outside. Zuba works the count full. 2 outs. Behind Zuba is Max Erdley. Pierce trying to be a 2-out base runner. He reached on an error in the first. He grounds this one softly up the middle. And the throw is in time Trey Mock retires Pierce Zuba there in a ground ball to second. Zuba made it close with that speed. But the Tigers go down in order a 1-2-3 inning. Zuba moves
that pitch
to
might have looked a
0 for 2
little
on the
up
game.
and out maybe, but got the ball on the bat, which hasn't been happening very much today for the Tigers. Kreisman with a whole lot of strikeouts, a lot of swings and misses.
The zone certainly expands for a hitter with 2 strikes, so even if that wasn't the perfect pitch to hit for Zuba, did a good job of putting it at play and making that Husky defense work.
Nonetheless, a phenomenal outing by Kreisman so far.
I believe that's only the second ball put in play on this Husky defense, and both of them have been by Pierce Zuba. That is, Pierce has put 2 in play, and a walk from Nathan Rose, and other than that,
now the Tiger defense will make their way back on the field with the meat of the Huskies batting order.
Leading off the Huskies, the right fielder, number 13, Carter Beach.
so Carter Beach 0 for 1 in the game. He'll dig in here to face Hudson Bird. Squaring to bunt to lead off the inning, and that's going to be a base hit. Bird might have had a chance to get there. He hesitated off the mound, then realized there was no one behind him, and by the time he realized there was no help, it was too late.
Yeah, great bunt by Beach, really showing off that speed, getting a base hit out of it.
Now batting shortstop, number 1, Trey Mock.
So Trey Mock, who retired Zuba to end the inning, will now dig in with a runner at first base and nobody out, and he also squares to bunt. And he gets this one down the first base side. It'll be Bird to field it, a tough transition, and they're going to call him out. So the first base coach was calling that Samuel's foot was off the bag. It looked like he did a good job to stretch there.
Looked to me like he kept his foot on the bag. Great play by Bird and Samuel right there. But the runner does move into scoring position with only 1 out.
So now a runner at second with 1 away for Dax Howard. And again, the Huskies work a runner into scoring position. Howard 0 for 1 on the game. Bird's first pitch is in there, a called strike in the outside corner. 0-1. Bird comes set. Stares at the runner at second. And now deals the 0-1. That one in the dirt. Chance there for Beach to advance, but a nice block from Brush kept it in front.
Bird
Count is
really
1-1.
taking his time there, maybe trying to get Howard a little uncomfortable in the box. Looks like he'll do it again here.
Pitch to Howard is inside, and it is going to get away from Brush. And again, I believe that's 3 consecutive innings where the Tigers have allowed runners to advance in the base paths by the ball getting behind home plate, and that was certainly an issue on Thursday. Happened a countless number of times, and it's becoming an issue here again. Walks and pass balls a kryptonite for the Tigers. This inning, though, it was the bunt single to reach base for Carter Beach, and there's a called strike on the inside corner. 2-2 count. 1 away. This would be a huge strikeout for Bird if he can get it. The infield is in. The 2-2 is lined up the middle into center field. Bratton is there to make the play. Tagging, and he'll be in there in time. The throw goes up that third base line, and the Huskies have scored in back-to-back innings. That's a sacrifice fly there for Dax Howard.
Yeah, great job by Howard there getting it up into the air. Bratton did get under it, had a nice Nice look at home, but just barely off the mark.
So now 2 away and nobody on here for Chase Bradbury. Bird comes set and deals the 1-0. In there, a called strike. That evens the count at a ball and a strike now. The 1-1 now from Bird is flied foul down the right field line. And for the Tigers, they've allowed 2 runs here and runs in back-to-back innings. But those wounds seem self-inflicted. I mean, a bunt single here and then the pass ball that allowed that runner to get to third. He would just now be at third with 2 outs. And last inning, it was the leadoff walk that came around to score. Bird's only allowed 2 hits on the game. And oddly enough, 2 runs have also come across for the Huskies, and that just points to one thing. It's going to be the free passes and allowing those runners to take extra bases.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely been a problem, especially these last 2 games.
Birds 1-2. This one is flied into left center field. Connor Green coming in to make the play, and that'll be the final out of the inning, but the Huskies tack on another. So to the bottom of the 4th we go. Blue Valley down 2. So leading off this 4th for the Tigers will be Max Erdley, the shortstop. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he began a streak of 4 strikeouts for Kreisman back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, just the Tigers' 2nd time around the order through 4 innings. So not much time to get used to Kreisman.
The 0-2, Erdley in the air to right field. Racing for it, it's going to just get foul. Erdley there given another opportunity here with 2 strikes.
Looks like Wassinger over there at first, hustling all the way over.
Huge spot here for the Tigers. They trail by 2. Definitely would be huge to get that leadoff runner aboard.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the part of the order that they would like to have up right now.
Definitely. Erdley with another check swing. We saw a strikeout on a check swing like that in his first at bat. That one luckily bounces foul. Seemed like it caught the lip of that grass. It looked like it was going to go fair.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was going to stay fair, and I thought he had a chance of running that one out too.
So 0-2. Early in consecutive at-bats, unsure about the swing and 0-2 counts. He'll get to do over the 0-2 again, and that one misses up and on that outside corner for a ball.
Yeah, it was a good take by Early. Definitely one of the hardest things to do is take a pitch with an 0-2 count.
Great discipline there from Erdley. Now he'll get to face a 1-2, and it's a big swing and a miss there. And
The
Kreisman,
heater right down the middle gets him swinging.
with that strikeout, it's strikeout number 7 for Kreisman. And surprisingly from Erdley, a line we don't see often, he has 11 hits in 11 games, but here in game 12, he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Samuel digging in now, and he lines this one back up the middle. It's a soft liner, and not enough room to drop there. A good play by the center fielder, Carter Belton. It looked like it was going to be hit just soft enough to drop there in the grass. And unfortunately for the Tigers, they'll be 2 away for Connor Green, and the first 2 of the inning are retired. And Gatlin Samuel with that on-base percentage over 500. Surprising to see him 0-2. And it seemed Kreisman has just been able to shut down these Tiger hitters, and even the ones that have been extremely successful this season.
Yeah, the Tigers definitely don't want to give up their second 1-2-3 inning to the Huskies.
Tigers still with no hits through 3 2/3.
Not sure.
A ball and a strike on Connor Green. Here's the 1-1.
Puts that one well foul.
Green fouls that one out of play down the right field line, 1-2. And we haven't seen many of these hitters out in front of Kreisman at all. Most of these balls to the right side. Not sure if we've seen one to the left side of the second base yet. That one misses down and gets away from the catcher, Brendan Swerting. So I believe the count now is 2-2 on Connor Green. Here's Kreisman's pitch, swung on and missed. Second strike of the inning, and that's 8 on the game for Jack Kreisman.
And the no-hitter is alive for Kreisman through 4. Not a great look for the Tiger hitters, but let's see if they can't get it done on defense. You know, only giving up 2 runs, a run in 2 straight innings. Not the worst thing ever, but, you know, you just got to keep it kind of down and let your hitters hit.
So the third baseman, Daniel, will lead off the 5th inning here for the Huskies.
First pitch close, but it's going to be called a ball, up and in.
The 1-0 from Bird. That one misses up and out of the zone.
Pretty close on that one, too.
2 balls and no strikes, and it seems that Huskies dugout has just figured out what the Tigers starting pitcher's last name is. They're making bird noises over there in that first base dugout. Bird's pitch there misses inside and hits Christopher Daniel.
Yeah, and I think we've seen some pretty good stuff from Bird today. Definitely not his best, but limiting this heavy, high-octane Husky offense to only 2 runs through 4 which they put up 10 runs on Southwest, a top-ranked team in the state.
Yeah, Bird's certainly pitching good. He struck out 3. He's walked 2, and with that hit by a pitch, that's his 3rd free pass. So 3 free passes, 3 strikeouts, and 2 hits for Bird, and one of those hits a bunt single. He's allowed 2 runs through 4 innings, and here's another bunt first base side. Samuel Fields fires to Womble, and in time, but another runner in scoring position for the Huskies. They're making a streak of that now.
Number 17, Jack Kreisman.
Also, once again, it's a free pass. It's a batter hit by the pitch at second base. Both of their runs have come off walks.
A leadoff free pass, and into scoring position with that bunt. So the Huskies haven't really had to get that many hits. They do have 2 on the game, one of them obviously a bunt, but they haven't had to put the ball in play. They're just doing their job. Ground balls to the right side, bunts to move runners.
And don't forget the pass balls, too. 2 or 3 pass balls, moving the runners to second, even third base.
This great execution by the Huskies, paired with some poor defense by the Tigers, has worked out well. This one's flied foul down the left field line. So Bird is ahead 0-2 on Carter Belton.
Yeah, a strikeout here would be really big because you don't want to see that runner at second getting anywhere near third base right now.
Bird's 0-2. Swung on and grounded to short, so the runner will be able to move to third. Erdley's throw to first in time. So they do get out number 2, and it'll be Wassinger.
So White, one of 2 Huskies with a hit, and his was not the bunt.
So Connor Wright, who had an RBI single back in that 3rd. He'll dig in with 2 away and a runner at 3rd, and there's a called strike for Bird.
So 2 outs, runner at third, looking very similar to what we had last inning. 2 outs, runner at third, but now we have the dangerous Connor White in the box. But Bird is going to get strike 2, 0-2.
So White, who has 1 of 2 hits for the Huskies, is behind 0-2 here after his RBI single in his last at-bat, and that was the single that broke the scoreless tie. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. The 0-2 pitch. That one misses way outside. Trevor doing a great job just to get that one in the glove, not allow that runner from third to take home. And the 1-2 from Bird. That one misses just down and away. Looked good. It seemed Brush may have wanted it, held it there for a second, but that evens the count 2-2.
Right.
Bird deals. That one skips in the dirt. A chance to pick him off at third.
And they're going to get him at third. What a heads-up play from Trevor Brush to Nathan Rhodes.
A great scoop from Brush. The runner at third came way too far down that third base line, thinking that it would get behind Brush, but he was able to scoop it cleanly, and then a perfect throw to third. Rose put the tag down in time, and the Tigers are going to escape without having to face the dangerous Connor White with that runner at third. White was 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI single, and the Tigers are going to escape that. They don't even have to face him, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th, still a 2-0 score.
Acculant, Lowly Toyota, Lopside Auto, Corner Bakery, Live Like Luke, Chase Wardrobe, Torque Distribution, Water Davidson Dentistry, and Hilton President Hotel. Thank you to all our sponsors.
So Kreisman right now with an average of 2 strikeouts per inning. 4 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts for Kreisman. And he's only allowed 2 base runners, one of them on that walk, and one of them on the error that Zuba reached on as the first batter of the game. And if you go back to that, the very first batter of the game, the Tigers are able to get him on base.
Yeah.
And if you're Blue Valley, you're thinking, this might be a good game for us. And then after that, it was 3 consecutive strikeouts. Westfall leading it off here for the Tigers. Westfall is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Here's Kreisman's 1-0. Flied to right field again and out of play. Still haven't seen the Tigers pull any of these balls yet, all of them going to right field. Most of these Blue Valley hitters seem to be behind the fastball of Kreisman. 1-1, that misses up and out of the zone.
Definitely no easy task, but the Tigers are definitely going to have to find a way to get on base.
That one misses outside, and now Westfall ahead 3-1. And if you think back to Westfall's strikeout, he was also in, I believe, a 2-0 count, and then struck out on 3 consecutive strikes. But here in another hitter's count at 3-1, and he fouls this one again down the right field line, so that'll work the count full. Tigers going to need to do anything they can for a base runner here. Westfall hoping to battle here and try and find his way on base, whether by walk or by hit. And he grounds this one sharply to short, and it hops up, and wow, maybe a lucky bounce there for the Huskies. That one took a bad hop on shortstop Trey Mock, and it just bounced right up into his chest, maybe even his neck area, and then fell perfectly into his glove, and he was able to fire and retire Westfall.
Yeah, I think you got to give him that one there. He really stayed down on it, wasn't afraid to let it hit him, get him square in the chest, and made the play.
That's why you get your body in front of it right there, a bad hop, and he's still able to make the play. Unfortunate luck, though, there for the Tigers. That seemed, even if that probably should have been an out. I mean, a sharply hit ground ball to short, but it looks like you're going to catch a break with a bad hop. And the Huskies are still able to get the throw to first in time. And there's Rose way out in front of, I believe, an off-speed pitch there. And it's 0-2. Tigers have been behind on everything tonight. Kreisman's few located off-speed pitches certainly fooling them. This is another ground ball up the middle. The second baseman makes the play, and then the throw bounces 4, maybe 5 times as the second baseman fell, but the throw still reaches first. Connor White got it there in time, and that's back-to-back ground balls that maybe should be routine, and then something happens and the Huskies are still able to get the play.
The Huskies definitely getting lucky with a few. If you remember back a few innings ago, the throw down from the catcher, skipping a few times to second base, but still getting out.
A lot of oddities so far this inning that if you paused the play right when they happened, you'd expect the Tigers maybe to have first and second with nobody out now, and that took a bad hop on the shortstop. Maybe you'd expect the ball to kick away and Westfall to reach there, and then second baseman Connor White throwing to first trips and falls backwards and skips the ball to first base. And both of those reached the bag before the Tigers runners. So the first 2 batters are retired in an odd fashion, and it'll now be TJ Bratton with nobody on and 2 away. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. Kreisman deals. That one looked like it was on the outside corner, but a called strike for Kreisman to even the count at 2-2. Nobody on and 2 out for Bratton. In a 2-2 count, and he takes outside there. Oh, they're going to call that strike 3 looking. That one didn't look close. It was back-to-back on the outside corner for Bratton there. I thought the first one was on the outside corner, a called strike, and then that one was even farther off and still called a strike. So Bratton goes down looking. Kreisman's 9th strikeout of the game. So Kreisman is through 5 with 9 strikeouts, and the no-hitter still in play.
Bird is going to make his way back out onto the mound for the 6th inning. Doesn't look like anybody is warming up for either team in the bullpen.
Both these pitchers having an impressive duel right now.
Yeah.
Even despite the Tigers being no hit right now, they're still in this game. If they can just find a way to get Kreisman off the bump that is, and just work on whoever that relief pitcher will be.
Yeah, a lot of talent on the mound in this matchup. Makes it very difficult to get some hits. Only 2 hits in the entire game so far.
I think against any other team, we'd be talking about how impressive of a game Bird would be pitching right now. Just 2 hits allowed, 2 runs scored, and that's why the pitcher who's trailing is out here in the 6th inning. A chance to make a complete game for Bird if he can get through this in the 7th. He'd need to make quick work of the top of the order here. So Connor White, who was in the batter's box to end last inning, will lead off this inning because of that back pick at 3rd. So White's still 1 for 1 with a walk on the game and that RBI single back in the 3rd.
Yeah, so White will get a second chance at his at-bat. Was behind in his at-bat last inning. And then Wassinger on deck. You definitely got to be looking out for that if White gets on base.
So here's Bird's first pitch. It's flied foul down the right field line. Here's Bird's 0-1. That one misses up and out of the zone. And the throw goes over the head of Hudson Bird. Max Erdley will have to retrieve it. So a ball and a strike here now on the second baseman, Connor White. Here's Bird's 1-1. And that one misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. And it feels that this game has an intensity, even with the no-hitter and the lack of offense for the Tigers. They're still in this one, just behind by 2 runs.
Yeah, you can't forget the comeback that occurred on Thursday against Rockhurst. Came back down 3 early.
And you could certainly make a case for Bird to have a scoreless bid so far as well. Both these pitchers just with a great game so far. 3-1 though, and maybe the same called strike that we saw in Bratton last inning. Umpire really letting that outside corner extend out maybe into the left-handed batter's box. That umpire standing on the left side of the catcher, Trevor Brush, and maybe that's why his feel for the outside of the zone is not so good. And then there's another pitch on the outside corner. And it will be a leadoff walk for Connor White, his second walk of the game.
Now batting first baseman number 24, Easton Wassinger.
So Wassinger, who's surprisingly 0 for 2 on the game, will now get a chance to redeem himself with a runner on first and nobody out.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Wassinger is a St. Louis University commit to play first base.
Meat of the order coming up for the Huskies and the leadoff man aboard. And even Wassinger, who has significant power, squares to bunt, and that seemed to be the Husky strategy so far.
Yeah.
If they get that runner on, they're getting him into scoring position.
Over to third base. Yeah, I think just about every single Northwest hitter has shown bunt at least once this game.
They have a game plan, and they've been executing it so far. And instead, Wassinger swings instead of bunting there, and it's in foul territory. Brush will have a chance to make a play, and that's a tough catch for a catcher there.
And that is 2 times in a row that Wassinger is going to pop it up. Oh, in a mistake from Brush, throws it over Bird's head.
So he didn't bunt, but they get the runner into scoring position.
Now batting right fielder number 13, Carter Beach.
So after what was a significant play by Brush, that's a much easier play for a third baseman to make. But Rose couldn't get there, and Brush steps up, makes the play. But unfortunately for the Tigers, it seems every break going the Huskies' way so far.
And now once again, the walked batter is going to be in scoring position with only 1 out.
So Carter Beach digging in, he had a bunt single and then came around to score that first run. Actually, I believe that second run of the game was scored by Carter Beach on the sac fly by Dax Howard. Birds 0-1 to Beach with 1 away. Outside corner and a called strike. And that outside corner certainly seems to be pretty far off that plate. It's more and more consistent now. But just seems like you're going to have more room going to the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, the umpire definitely in a interesting position behind the catcher, Trevor Brush.
Birds 0-2. Check swing popped up foul territory. Samuel racing over, but that one's out of play. Beach just clinging to life here at an 0-2 count. Birds 0-2 again. Got him. Looking on an outside corner. Strike 3 called. So Bird picks up strikeout number 4 and a huge strikeout at that with a runner in scoring position. Now there's 2 away with that runner at second base, and it'll be Trey Mock digging in. Mock 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That one's in there, a called strike. Outside corner again, and Bird's ahead 0-1. Bird's 0-1 pitch. Swung on line, and that's going to get foul down the right field line. So Bird out ahead 0-2 again. Bird comes set. Looks back that runner at second. Time called as Bird was ready to pitch there. I think Trey Mock's lucky that time was granted there. Bird's foot might have been up in the air. Here's the 0-2 from Bird. That one's in there, outside corner, strike 3, and back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning.
Great inning by Bird, making up for that first at-bat walk. Gets out of it, gives the Tigers another chance to keep themselves in the game here.
I think if you told the Tigers at the beginning of this game that you'd get 6 innings out of your starting pitcher, they would think that they'd be in a great spot to win this one. But just 2 hits combined in the game and a pitcher's duel on both sides. 2-0 the score here. Huskies lead. Kreisman out there looking to try and throw his 6th inning.
Now there are a few Tigers playing catch in the bullpen right now. I cannot tell exactly who it is.
Alec, would you expect Bird to come out for a 7th inning at least to start it, or do you think they're going to go to the pen and try and shut this game down?
You know, I really wouldn't be surprised if we see Bird walk back out to the mound in the 7th inning, especially maybe just get 1 or 2 batters and see how he's feeling. He's been throwing a phenomenal game so far, and I'm not sure if they want to switch it up just yet. But we have seen many times where the starting pitcher will go out, get 1 out maybe, and then bring somebody in for the last 1 or 2 outs. But I think the thing we got to be focusing on here is that the Tigers got to get some hits. They got to get some people on base.
Specific memory I have is from the 2015 World Series Game 5. The Mets brought out their starting pitcher in the bottom of the 9th inning trying to go a complete game, and he gave up that 2-0 lead. Royals came back to win it. So we'll see if either of these pitchers go a full 7.
Trevor Brush has ult in 6 innings.
And there's a check swing there. And there's a big wave and a miss at that one.
And a quick strike 2 for Trevor Brush.
So Brush struck out in 4 consecutive at-bats, and he's looking to right the ship here, but quickly behind in the count 1-2. Swings and lines that one. Foul down the right field line, but some nice contact there for Brush. A ball and 2 strikes for the Tigers catcher. Kreisman with 9 strikeouts looking to pick up number 10 here, and what an impressive feat that would be. And he gets number 10 through 4 1/3. 10 strikeouts. What a game we've seen from Jack Kreisman.
And if I'm not mistaken, that will be Trevor's 5th strikeout in a row through 2 games. And, Womble hasn't been much better. I'm sure they would love Womble to find a way to get on base with the top of the order coming up, 1 out.
Yeah, Womble 0 for 1 with a strikeout as well.
He's going to take that close ball. Just looked barely high.
There's only 2 Tigers in the lineup that are yet to strike out, and that's Pierce Zuba, who hit leadoff, and Nathan Rose, who has been hit by a pitch, or I believe he walked and also flew out.
Yeah, just really puts into perspective the game that Jack Kreisman is having today.
Womble quickly ahead, though, 3-0 after Kreisman's only walked 1 batter in the game, struck out 10, but behind 3-0 here early. There's that outside corner.
Yeah, that's been the spot all game. Outside corner, called strike almost every single time.
3-1 the count. Womble takes up just the second walk of the game issued from Kreisman.
And the Tigers are going to get on base with the top of the order up next.
And the Tigers will have the tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now
It'll
the
be
Huskies are going to take time. The infield chit-chatting with Kreisman.
And just the spot that we saw Mitchell Kang in last game when the 9-hole can get on base for the top of the order, it is huge. And Alec Womble with a big spot there, only batting .045 on the season. Not a great average, but he's getting on base there. A great job to get on base at that, as Pierce Subel will dig in, although he's 0 for 2, and the Tigers are hitless. But if anybody's going to break up this no-hitter, you'd expect it to be one of the 3 hitters at the top of that lineup in Zuba, Erdley, or Samuel. So 1 away with Womble at first, a rather big lead there.
Yeah, Womble definitely put some speed on the base pass. I bet he's happy with getting on base too. Historically a pretty good hitter, just in quite a slump right now.
Swarting, the catcher, already has thrown out 1 would-be Tiger base stealer on the day. So Womble, with his run not mattering very much, I would expect him not to steal here, likely going to stay at first.
And it looks like there's now some activity in the Huskies bullpen as well as the Blue Valley
Exactly
bullpen.
what the Tigers wanted to see. They couldn't really beat Kreisman, and it seems Kreisman now is beating himself. A 1-out walk there and is behind 2-0 on Pierce Zuba. Fastball there right down the middle to make it 2-1. So both bullpens now working. Bird's final line will likely be 6 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 hits, and 2 runs. Kreisman is through 5 1/3 so far with 10 strikeouts and 2 walks, and he's yet to allow a hit.
And what a big at-bat for the leadoff man, Zuba. Definitely want to see Erdley and Samuel in the box with 1 out, 2, maybe 3 on.
So Kreisman worried about Womble there. Womble back with a head-first slide, and Pierce was ahead 2-0. Now the count evened at 2-2 in a huge spot here for Pierce Zuba. And he takes down full count, back-to-back counts where Kreisman has put all 3 balls into. Really losing some of that control.
Yeah, and I think Womble's really making him think over there on first base.
Certainly,
and his head a little bit.
You wouldn't expect him to really be thinking about him. Womble's run doesn't matter. He almost walks back in time there, but Womble's run is meaningless. The Tigers are down 2 here. It's Pierce's run that you'd be worried about if he can get himself on base. 3-2. And if Kreisman issues back-to-back walks here, well, this one he won't. It's popped up high and behind home. The catcher will try and make the play. He never took off his mask and still made a nice play over the shoulder for the 2nd out.
Yeah,
So
very
Zuba,
interesting play right there. I was not sure who was actually going to make the catch right there. Definitely did not look like the catcher was going to, but they get it done nonetheless.
huge spot for Max Erdley. Not saying that anything like this will happen against a pitcher like Kreisman, but there are 2 Tigers with a home run, and Erdley's one of them. Erdley represents that tying run. Wombled into first safely with a head-first slide there. Maybe these pickoff moves just serving as some more time for that bullpen to get ready if Kreisman can't figure things out. But he has 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th, and it's likely he'll get through it. Erdley takes up there for a ball. Surprising line from Erdley, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Came into the game batting .367. Erdley was 1 for 3 last game with an RBI double and a big swing and a miss there. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Kreisman looking back at Wombold at first. Here's his pitch. Swung on and missed. And Wombold was caught napping there. So Wombold was just so far off the bag and then kind of jogging back into first, and the Tigers' inning will end before Erdley can finish his at-bat. Second runner of the game thrown out by that catcher.
Now it looks like Luke Folmsby will be pitching for the Tigers now. So Erdley will get another chance at his at-bat next inning. We'll have Erdley's Samuel Green, which might just be what the Tigers want, but really getting down to it.
So now that same question I asked you last inning, do you think Kreisman comes out to pitch the 7th? There was work in that bullpen, but Kreisman has only allowed 3 base runners tonight, 2 walks and 1 of them by error.
You know, I'm not too familiar with the Huskies squad this year, but if they have any sort of closing pitcher, I think you've got to have him out next inning, a fresh arm, and I think they have a shot.
That might be exactly, though, what the Tigers are hoping for, though, is just to see a different arm. They haven't been able to figure out Kreisman. Maybe they'll get their first chance here in the 7th.
And then the Huskies are going to get a new look at a pitcher, Luke Folmsby out there, the sidearm.
Folmsby certainly with a different release. The Huskies were only able to pick up 2 hits against Hudson Bird. Bird goes a chunk of the game, 6 innings. What a duel we saw tonight from these 2 pitchers. Regardless of if Kreisman can come back out again and throw that 7th, it seems there's still 2 Huskies down there in the bullpen throwing, so maybe Kreisman will not be coming back out. But just a great game that we saw from these 2 pitchers. For 2 starting pitchers to both go 6 innings, one of them striking out 10, the other striking out 5. An impressive game we saw. So Dax Howard, who had a sacrifice fly back in the 4th inning, drove in that 2nd run.
And Luke Folmsby will be coming into play in his 5th game this season with a fairly impressive ERA of 2.1.
Tigers definitely in need of a 0 here. This one's flied to left field. Connor Green under it and will make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out for Folmsby, and a great start for the Tigers here in their half of the 7th inning.
Yeah, I think the key to this inning, especially for Folmsby, the closer coming in, or the reliever, is limiting the free passes. That's been a huge thing for the Tigers. Can't stop talking about it, but 2 runs scored basically off of walks today, and that might be the game for the Tigers.
So Chase Bradbury, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout, digs in. Folmsby with some off-speed there on the first pitch, and it's just blooped over Erdley's head and into left field for a 1-out single.
Yeah, not much the defense could do there.
Hit number 3 on the game for the Huskies.
Attention please, pinch hit before the Huskies. Number 6, Keith Humphrey.
So now we'll see a pinch hitter in to hit for Christopher Daniel. That pitch hitter is going to be Keaton Humphrey. Humphrey is a sophomore And the sophomore will face Folmsby with 1 on, 1 out. Certainly a different game than we saw on Thursday. Combined for both of these teams, just 3 hits. And all 3 of them coming from that Husky side.
Yeah, not much of a combination there, Brady.
One 0, and that misses down. And if you're Folmsby here, you're just trying to get this over the plate. It's a sophomore at the plate. Humphrey doesn't look too dangerous. Pinch hitting in the 8-hole here.
Yeah, for sure. He's got 1 out. The double play's in order.
Called strike on the outside corner there. So 2 balls and a strike now here for Folmsby. Folmsby delivers from a sidearm angle there, and he gets a foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Folmsby coming set, and Deal's runner goes, and it's fouled off, so he'll have to return to first. Folmsby never even looked at first base there, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull that hit and run again. Just try to move up the runner and maybe get another one, tack on another one here, make it that much more difficult for the Tigers, and their last at-bat's coming up.
Certainly the spot of the order that Folmsby wants to sit down. He's got a sophomore pinch hitter here, and then behind him Carter Belton batting 9th. So Folmsby will do the 2-2 once more, and that one in there for a called strike 3, and the pinch hitter goes down. Folmsby picks up a strikeout there.
Number 15, Carter Belton.
So now Carter Belton, the center fielder, batting 9th. Could possibly be the last Husky to hit this game. First pitch from Folmsby, swung on, grounded to short. Erdley fields, flips to second in time. Womble with a nice stretch there, and the inning is over. So Folmsby throws 1 scoreless, struck out a batter, and allowed a hit, and we'll go to the home half of the 7th. The final inning for the Tigers. They trail by 2. Maybe just the hitters you want to see at the plate. Erdley, Samuel, and Connor Green will be the last chance for Blue Valley, and we'll see which pitcher heads out there here for the Huskies. And out comes Kreisman. We'll see where his final destination is.
Yeah, Kreisman looked like he was getting a little out of it there in that last inning, and especially with Erdley, Samuel, and Green coming up to bat for the Tigers. I'm not going to say it's a miracle if the Tigers come back and tie it up or win it.
I would think the main reason Kreisman's coming out here is because you can't pull a pitcher who's got a no-hitter going.
Of course not,
Of course not,
Phenomenal game for Kreisman so far.
Maybe the Tigers hoping that they can just get the last little bit of juice that Kreisman had left in the yard.
Yeah.
Maybe the pitches will be a little bit slower.
It really doesn't look like he's having that much velo behind these fastballs. And Erdley is a phenomenal hitter.
Leading off the Tigers, the shortstop, number 3, Max.
And you got to think, Erdley's got to be coming up to this at-bat with just a little bit of swagger if they want even a chance. He knows he has Samuel and Green behind him. Needs to get on base here.
Erdley hopefully batting with a chip on his shoulder too. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, squaring to bunt, pulling back, and a called strike. But Erdley in 11 games has 11 hits, and this will likely be his last at-bat of game 12. So you'd expect him to not want to get that 0, and he watches the first 2 pitches and is behind in the count 0-2, and this is a different Max Erdley than we saw on Thursday and the rest of this season. Still with hope, though, battling 0-2, takes down ball 1. And he takes again outside, and the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice discipline from Erdley there. It's tough to not pull the trigger when you know you have 2 strikes.
Yeah, for sure.
Kreisman's 2-2. Swung on and flied down the first base line and foul.
He's going to keep this at-bat alive.
Erdley really battling now.
The Tigers would like to get it all done with as least out as possible, because once you get to that 2-out mark.
And he takes upstairs, and the count is full. Erdley trying to take as many pitches as he can out of that arm of Kreisman. The full count pitch to begin the inning, and it's a called strike 3. It looked down and maybe a little outside. Erdley threw his bat and began walking to first, but now his final destination is going to be the home dugout as he struck out for a 3rd time this game. So the Tigers now down to their final 2 outs of the game, trailing 2-0. Kreisman picks up strikeout number 11. Fastball misses up and out of the zone.
Yeah, I think Kreisman's got to have some sort of confidence at this point. Maybe last at bat, the pressure was on him a little bit, but he got his first out, his strikeout of this inning. Probably feeling a little good up there on the bump.
So despite a long at bat and a battle there from Erdley and what could have been a walk, it's quickly 3-0 now on Samuel. So Connor Green on deck batting .333. He's also 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. Samuel with that on-base percentage of over .500, and he is 0 for 2 as well. Just proves how great of a game Kreisman has had. Only issuing those 2 free passes. Kreisman's 3-1. In there, and the count has worked full. Samuel yet to swing the bat. He's looked at 5 pitches.
Yeah, and that's a tough one right there, the 3-1 count. Don't think he was swinging either way.
And he swings, and this one's a soft liner to center, but plenty of room there for Carter Belton.
Now batting the left fielder, number 19, Connor Green.
So the Tigers now down to their last out of the game.
So the Tigers still with a heartbeat, though faint it may be. They've got 1 out left, and it's going to be the left fielder, Connor Green, a .333 average, 2nd highest on the Tigers. One last gasp here for Blue Valley, and it'll be a mound visit here. And 1 out away from a complete game no-hitter. They're going to send Kreisman to the dugout. I'm kind of in shock right now. I'm not sure what to say. So Kreisman is pulled due to a pitch count reason.
But it looks like he's going to get back out there and play a position. So Kreisman's going to go out to left field while sending the left fielder Howard over to right.
Attention please, now pitching with the Huskies, number 1, Trey Mock.
So an unfortunate final stat line for Kreisman. He'll go 6 2/3 with 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, and no
0
hits allowed.
What a game by Kreisman.
Kreisman unfortunately can't finish it himself due to pitch count rules of high school baseball. I don't know them exactly, or else I'd explain them right now, but all I know is that there's a pitch count and Kreisman was close to it. So he heads now out to left field, and he'll have to watch Trey Mock try and complete his no-hitter.
Yeah, I think if Kreisman wants any chance of pitching again next or within this week, maybe coming in a relief spot, or even, starting another game,
That heartbeat now
have
for
to
the
shut it down.
Heartbeat now for the Tigers, maybe a little bit louder, as they'll get to see another arm, and one that certainly didn't seem to be throwing quite as hard.
Yeah, you just got to think the Tigers wish that they could have gotten this new pitcher about 2 batters ago.
So Trey Mock with a called strike on the first pitch there. The 0-1 to Connor Green misses outside, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 now. And that one's in there, a called strike. So the Tigers now down to their last strike. Green yet to swing the bat. The 1-2. And that outside corner will be the final thing the Tigers see as they head to the dugout after being no-hit and shut out by the Huskies. So coming in to finish the job is Trey Mock. He picks up that final strikeout, and it's a combined no-hitter for the Huskies.
Combined no-hitter, 12 strikeouts through 7 innings. An insane stat line for the Huskies, all in all. Didn't give up a single run. They got it done today. Didn't look like the Tigers could really hit. I think that last pitch of the game, striking out looking for the last out of the game, I think that really just tells the story of the Tigers today.
And if you read off the stat line of the Tigers pitching staff, it would look like a winning effort for sure. Just 3 hits allowed combined through the 7 innings, split from just 2 pitchers. Your starter goes 6 innings, strikes out 5, walks 3, allows 2 hits and 2 runs, and then your closer finishes off the 7th with a strikeout and a scoreless bid there. And despite only allowing the 2 runs, Tigers are going to be shut out. They lose it 2-0, and they don't pick up a hit. So 12 strikeouts to 0 hits for those Tiger hitters. Certainly an underwhelming performance for Blue Valley, and they fall back to 500 now on the season to 6-6. We saw these Huskies beat Southwest in a 10-0 blowout. The Tigers kept it close, and they were in the game the whole time. Despite not having a hit, they were always just that 1 hit away. So me and Alec will sign off here from the booth. Certainly just another fun day with my good friend Alec. Despite the poor result, the Tigers will be back, and we'll see how they bounce back from this no-hitter.
Yeah, for sure. Great day of baseball.